this video is not going to be like a very short video. It's going to be a very long video because I give detailed responses. Yes, if you don't know that already, then maybe you're not an OG on this channel. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Valen Osei again, and guys, thank you so much for helping me hit 1K subscribers. You guys are amazing. Trust me, I'm going to make a different video to just celebrate my 1K win, and I'll be making more like a get to know me tag because I believe you guys don't really know me. We have new persons in the family, in the community, so I want to use this opportunity to share some things about myself. And if you have any questions you want me to answer in that get to know me tag video, please drop them in the comments as well as in the community tab, or you can follow me on Instagram. I also ask that question on Instagram, so you can also ask your questions on Instagram as well. So moving forward, guys, I've been making a series of videos about your study in the USA. So more like a series. We have touched on the pre-application phase, the application phase, and now we're focused on the post-application phase. And by that I mean your preparation for your F1 visa interview and everything in between. So I have made videos as well about the documents you need for your visa application process and how to apply for your visa application. Those videos were very detailed, so if you've not seen those videos, please, I'd advise you to search through my channel and you will see the videos, and I will also link them here so that you can watch them and learn in case you've not seen that video at all. But today's video is going to be centered on the possible questions you'll be asked at the embassy when you go for your F1 visa interview. Now, one thing you must understand is your case might be different from my case, so it is totally unique. When you're in Nigeria, you have a MAC number. Everybody does not have the same MAC number, right? So that's a unique number. That's the way the F1 visa interview works. So in this video, I'm going to be touching on about 22 questions, but that does not necessarily mean that you're going to be asked 22 questions during your interview. In my experience, I was asked, I think, less than 3 questions. And I tell my clients all the time that the moment you are asked more than 5 questions, something is wrong. It means the VO is not yet convinced and they are giving you, the chance to sell yourself, because contrary to popular belief, the consular officer is not there to deny your visa. I hear most people saying that, oh, they are so wicked here and there, but that's not the job. Their job is to actually give you the visa, but you have to prove to them that you actually deserve that visa. So if you're unable to prove to them that that visa should be granted, then your visa will be denied. But regardless, I hope that this video will help you prepare yourself for the embassy interview. And when your visa is approved, please do not fail to come back here to share your success story and even have an interview session, because I've shared several videos about people whose visa were approved on my channel as well. So let's dive right into today's video, and bye guys. Hey guys, welcome back. So before we begin, I realized I did not even introduce myself. My name is Valen Osei and I'm an international student here in the United States of America. When I came here, I came for my master's in cybersecurity, and so I did go to the embassy for my visa interview, and I've also shared a video my experience on this channel. I'll link it somewhere here so you can watch it as well. So I share videos or my life here as an international student here. So that's pretty much everything you're going to see here. So today's video, like I said, is centered around your US F1 student visa interview and questions. So you're going to learn the questions that you'll be asked, potential questions by the way, what the VO is actually looking for when they ask you that particular question, and how to answer these questions. Guys, this is going to be my personal opinion, so it does not necessarily mean that you have to say word to word what I say, but if you want personal coaching and guidance, you can as well book a consultation with me or join my study abroad masterclass. The link is in my description down below. Also, do not forget to join my mailing list and follow us on all of our social media platforms. So the first question here is, why this university? So when a VO asks you why this university, he or she wants to know that you've done your research. What do you know about the school? Why did you choose the school? I tell people most of the times that it is do not go there to give generic answers. I chose this school because they are highly ranked, they are the best school in this place. Yes, those are good reasons to give, but what is it that differentiates this school from another school? For instance, in the video where I talked about the factors to consider before you choose any school in the United States or any school outside of your home country, one of the key things I mentioned was the response time from the school officials. So when you're telling a viewer that the reason why I chose this school is because my research interest is in cybersecurity or Internet of Things, and from my research I realized that the University of Alabama at Birmingham is one of the top schools that are ranked for Internet of Things, right? And then you also go further to say another key thing for me was during the orientation or during the awareness program that they held in Lagos, I reached out to the other schools there, and then I discovered that the officials there were very friendly. They were very nice to me. They had answers to all of my questions, and even after the event, the emails I sent them were I received answers promptly, and I felt like that is something that will help me when I get to the school, because as an international student in the United States, that might, I would not know a lot of things, and I'll need that response to, help me navigate my life in the US. So if you're given some sort of response like that, it is personal. It is very different. It is unique. It is not the regular kind of response that the VO gets to hear on a daily basis. Last 2 or 3 weeks, I had an interview. It was a job interview, and I remember they asked me a couple of questions, and my responses were just so different. And the lady was like, wow, she was impressed because she was not expecting to hear such responses, and she's never heard such in the past. So you need to ensure that your responses are different. Do not give generic or all answers that you just see on the internet. Give something that has happened, that has made you take that decision. The next question is, why this major? Now, when they ask you why this major, come to think of it, when people use an agent, the agent will just get them admission for any course, any major. Just give me, I want to leave Nigeria, I want to live in, I want to travel. Just give me any course at all. So the reason why the VO is asking you this question is because they know that people use agents, and they know that people are most likely trying to use the education part to leave their home country. And the reason why a VO is there is basically to ensure that you deserve the visa and you're going to the United States of America for your education and nothing else. So they want to know that you chose this major yourself. You know why you chose this major. Why this major? For me, I was going for masters in cybersecurity, and I've been a very curious person. I watched a video, was a series anyway. It was actually 24, and I kind of fell in love with the fictional character of Chloe O'Brien, and so I wanted to be like, how does this happen? That's how my curiosity began. So for me, I just felt, and then the boom with cybercrime and everything, so I tailored my answer to suit the insecurities going on, how organizations are losing so much money, and then how my interest was sparked by watching a movie, and I just wanted to be able to solve crime from behind my computer screen. So that was fascinating to me, and that's the reason why I chose the major. And of course, my background is in computer science, so it just makes sense. So when they're asking you for the reason why you chose a particular major, they want to know that you have something to say, not just something that is general. For instance, if an agent were to have filled that done the admission thing for you, and then you got the admission for chemistry, and you are not necessarily into chemistry, and they ask you your reasons are just off, chances are that your visa will be denied, because if you don't even know why you chose a major, why should I even give you the visa? You're going to abuse that visa when I give it to you. So next question is, why not study in Nigeria? Okay, so for me, like I said, I'm going to just use myself because, again, that's the easiest thing to do. I was coming for a master's in cybersecurity, and that was in 2018. As at 2018, there was not even a school in Nigeria that had cybersecurity as a course in undergraduate programs. Talk more of graduate programs, and even if they did, I wouldn't have even taken the option of studying cybersecurity in Nigeria. What would I learn? During my undergraduate days, we had the challenge of everything was just theory. So for me, it was easy for me to just answer this question. Not that I was asked this question anyway, but this is what I had in mind, because there wasn't really any school in Nigeria that was offering the course. That's checked. And again, I wanted to learn more, gain more practical knowledge, and I know that the United States educational system provides such for students, whether you're international or you're a national student. So that was it for me. That's why I didn't want to do it in Nigeria. I didn't even have an option anyway. So if that's your case, then you need to let them know. There are courses that are not offered in Nigeria, like robotics, like it's so, like if you want to be a pilot, I don't think there is an aviation school, but again, you can't compare that to what you have in the US and things like that. So if your course is something that is very unique, then it will be easy for you to just defend why you're not doing it in Nigeria. But regardless of that, consider the challenges you faced as a Nigerian student and focus on those challenges which you know that are not the case in the United States of America. So do not go there to just say things that are, everybody's saying these things, so let me just say, okay, Nigeria, the professors are bad, everything bad, that's what you want to say. No, focus on the experiences you had. Remember, there were courses in Nigeria where we have like over 1,000 students. You can't have 1,000 students in the US like taking a particular course. How would you understand? People will be standing outside of the classroom, they'll be in the window, they don't hear anything. So if you want to really learn and you'll be like, I really want to understand and learn this course or this major. During my undergraduate days here in Nigeria, it was pretty hard because the class size was really high, and so most times there wasn't really the proper sitting facilities or the learning opportunities for people like me, and so it became really very hard for me to understand concepts in the classroom. This is not the case for American universities, and I believe that when I get there, I'll have a very small class size of people. I can ask questions and my questions will be answered. So I hope that makes sense. Tailor these things to things that are peculiar to you, not general responses that you see on the internet. Guys, if you're enjoying this video so far, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button, turn on your post notifications bell so you're the first to get notified whenever I upload my content, and yes, subscribe if you haven't already. This video is not going to be like a very short video, it's going to be a very long video because I give detailed responses. Yes, if you don't know that already, then maybe you're not an OG on this channel. So the next question is, what was your undergraduate college? So for me, I graduated from the university. I graduated from Delta State University, Abraka. This one is just straight to the point. Just tell them where you graduated from. If you are going for your PhD, like you've already done your master's, I did my master's in Delta State University, Abraka. I proceeded to the University of Benin for my master's in, you call the major, and then now I'm going to the United States of America for my PhD in aviation. So that's how you just answer that question. So the next question is, how many universities did you apply to? This one should be pretty straightforward. If you apply to, let's say, 5 universities, just tell them I applied to 5 universities. I got, so I tell my clients that do not give responses that will prompt the video to ask you a new question, because you want to maximize your time as quickly as possible. You don't want to give them that illusion that, okay, this person is trying to hide something. So you also need to find a balance as well when you're doing this. So if they ask you how many schools did you apply to, and then you say 5 schools, chances are that the next question they're going to ask you might be, how many admits did you get? How many denials did you get? So don't give them that time. You don't have that time to waste. So you just want to say, I applied to 5 schools and I got 3 admits and 2 denials. And I'm going to the University of Alabama at Birmingham, UAB, because give them the reason why you finally decided to go for UAB. So don't give them that breathing space or that opportunity to ask you another question. Just go straight to answering that question and you should be fine. The 6th question is, what is the purpose of your trip? What is the purpose of your trip? What they are looking for here is your intention. Are you going there actually to study, or you're going there to jackba, but if you understand. So first thing is understanding what the question is, what the viewer is looking for, and being able to deliver. Because if you don't understand the question, you just go ahead and answer whatever it is you don't know. People might just be like, oh, they say stories that are not even relevant or needed at that time. So what is the purpose of your trip? The purpose of my trip is to advance my education, which is getting a master's degree in the United States of America from the University of Alabama at Birmingham, UAB, in cybersecurity. Sweet, straight to the point, and it covered. They will not be asking you which university again, because you've given them the answer. You're not giving them another room to ask you another question. And you also did not go, tell your whole life story in that response. You were direct, you answered the question, and you also, killed any chance of them asking you further questions on that particular question. That's something you don't want to do ever. So the next question is, what are your grades like? So for me, I'm a first class graduate, so you can, whatever grade you have, you can just tell them I'm a first class graduate and my CGPA was 3.3. No, our CGPA, I'm now used to the US system, so my CGPA was 4.60 out of the 5-point grade system in Nigeria. So just tell them what your grade is. Don't just say 3/5 or 3/4 or 4/5. No. See, when they ask you a question, what were your grades like? Answer, my grades are, do you understand? So answer it in the answer with full sentences. Don't go there to do yes or no responses. Don't do that. I tell my private clients that I give them those tips, because if you go there, chances are that they just be like, this person is not even enthusiastic about the fact that you're going to study. So show that enthusiasm in your responses. And one way to do that is not to give one syllable responses, it's just to tie everything together. So the next question is, who is sponsoring you? Now, this question is one sure or key question that you will be asked, because they are going to ask you for your bank statement. Sometimes people are not asked to present their bank statement, but just know that this is key. So if they're asking you who your sponsor is, I tell people that, tell them who your sponsor is, what your sponsor does for a living, and why he's sponsoring you. Don't just say my uncle is my sponsor. Chances are that the next question will be, what does he do for a living? Where does he live? Or what is he doing? So it becomes very hard at that point, because you're wasting time that could have been used to ask you other questions that you might even do so well in. Do you understand? So you're trying to be very smart as well. So when they ask you who's your sponsor, my sponsor is General Brigadier Valen Ose, and she's a businesswoman, and she is the person sponsoring me. She said that when I graduate with a first class from my undergraduate program, she was going to sponsor me to any university outside of Nigeria for my master's program. So what have I done? I have told them who my sponsor is. I have told them what my sponsor does for a living, and I've also given them a reason why my sponsor is actually investing that kind of amount to sponsor me. Why? Because she said that if I graduated with first class, she will sponsor me for my master's anywhere in the world. So that is how you want to answer that question. Please do not make that mistake. So the next question is, what are the annual expenses of your course? Now, what they are looking for here is if you actually did your homework. And how would they tell if you did your homework? If you answer the wrong question, it means that you first of all, you have not even gone through your I-20, because your I-20 should be able to tell you your cost of attendance for the school. And what do I mean by this? I mean that the cost of attendance is pretty much your tuition and your living expenses, the estimated amount of your living expenses for, I think, the first 9 months. So it will be stated in your I-20. So if your I-20 says the tuition and the cost, the living expenses would be 25,000, so the answer to this would be my annual expenses. The annual expenses for my course is estimated at $25,000, as can be seen in my I-20. Short, sweet, simple, and straight to the point. That should cover the whole response. So they already know you. They already know where you got that figure from. They already know that you've done your research, and that's what they want to see, or that's what they want to hear. So the next question is, what will your living arrangements be once you begin your course? So if you have made any sort of arrangements, go ahead and tell them. But if you haven't, just also go ahead and tell them. But the truth is this: I tell my clients that when you're asked this question, let them know that at this point you do not have any apartments sorted yet, but the international office has provided a residential apartment for international students where they'll be living for 2 weeks, which will give them the time to find an apartment. So you'll be living in that apartment that will be provided by the international office until you are able to sort your apartment for yourself. If that's not the case, your case might be that the international office has also given you people like links or numbers or accommodation in hotels that are close to the school. So if that's the case, also go ahead and let them know that this is the case and you've done that arrangement. And once you get there, and if you've actually done that arrangement, tell them that you've done the arrangement, and you also have the paper documentation to show for it. They will know that this person knows what he or she is talking about. So the next question is, what are your plans after graduation? Now, what are they looking for in this question? What are your plans after graduation? This question is totally geared towards, are you going to return? Will you stay back in the US, or you will come back to Nigeria? And remember, the reason why they are there is to give you a non-immigrant visa. And by non-immigrant visa, we mean a visa that is temporary. It does not allow you to stay in the US for a long permanently. It allows you to stay in the US for a limited period of time. So if you cannot prove to them that after you're done with the reason that brought you to the States, you'll be coming back to your home country, it becomes a problem. So this is where you say something like, after my master's in cybersecurity, I'm going to come back to Nigeria to take up a lecturership position. Like I said, there are no schools that are offering cybersecurity courses, but as it is, we have 3 schools in Nigeria that are offering cybersecurity programs, and for that reason, they are in short of cybersecurity professionals and professors. So I want to come back to Nigeria to become one of the professors that will be teaching students how to become cybersecurity professionals. So it makes sense. This is absolutely wisdom that you're delivering, because again, that is the case currently in Nigeria. By the way, if you're interested in getting my visa interview questions and answers tailored to cybersecurity, computer science majors, or any IT major in the United States of America, click the link down below and you will just get the all my answers, everything I said, everything I prepared for my visa interview. That link will take you and you download it. It's not free, by the way, so you have to pay some coins because I did a lot of work in that paper. So that's how you answer that question. So the next question is, do you plan to work in the US while studying? Guys, we know that the first thing you're going to do when you come to the US is to study. You and I know that that is what you're going to do. So don't lie. So you don't want to go and tell them that, because when you do tell them that, it makes it look like, oh, this person is just going there for the money. And you don't want to seem desperate. You don't want to seem like you're in need. You want to seem like the only need you have is this educational gap, and you want to cover the gap and then come back to your home country. So when they ask you if you're going to work, tell them no, that you're focused. I don't intend working while I'm studying for my master's program, because I want to be more focused on my program. I've had a couple of conversations with some students in the school, and they've told me that if you could easily get distracted. I do not want to be distracted, and being a first class graduate, I have a lot of expectations for myself and even from my sponsor, who is sponsoring me because I'm a first class graduate. I also intend to graduate with first class while in my master's program in the United States of America. So I want to focus, dedicate my spare time to learning and studying, so I wouldn't be working during my spare time in the United States. Do you see how that makes sense? First of all, what I did here was I linked everything together. I told them that I had a conversation with some students who shared their experience with me. And I also ended up sharing with them that, the reason why my sponsor is sponsoring me is because I graduated, I was top of my class, right? And so I also want to replicate what I did in Nigeria in the United States of America. So doing anything else would just distract me, and I don't want to do that. And personally, I have that expectation from myself. Do you understand what I have been able to do? And that will also prove to them that the return on investment from an investor, your sponsor, doesn't necessarily have to be that you are giving the person money. It might be that you're also succeeding exceedingly in your academics. So when they think about it, they'll be like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So that's how you have to answer your question. So the next question is, what do you know about the university? Guys, this question, they just want to know that you've done your research, which is why in my video where I talked about factors to consider, I mentioned that you want to focus on the weather, what perks the university have, funding, the international and ratio, diversity, all of those things. So you want to, if you've done your research, if you've watched that video, if you've not watched the video, please watch the video here or search through my channel. So what that means is, if you go through that video and you did the things I said, if you researched on the school, you should be able to say certain things about your school. Some people just know the name of their schools. They don't even know where the school is located. They don't even know what city it is, what the people in that city are known for. And because sometimes people might choose a school that it's in a state where racism is very high, and so the people will be wondering why you'd want to choose such a school. So if you're not ready, if you're not prepared, then that could be a very big problem. So what do you know about my school? The University of Alabama Birmingham, UAB, is one of the top ranked school in the US. It was actually a 2-time #1 young university in the United States of America for 2 consecutive years. It's ranked #1 in terms of research in the in Alabama State. They are very friendly. The professors are well versed. They have individual labs for their various projects, and I want to work in such an environment where I can learn from my professors. I can be tutored and mentored by these persons, so that when I come back to my home country, Nigeria, I'll be able to do same for students whom I'll be their professor. You see how you've been able to link everything. So every question you're asked, please ensure to link everything together, because that would increase your chances of having your visa approved. So the next question is, what courses are you going to take first semester? Now, people do not even take this seriously, but I know someone who has been denied because the person did not even have a clue as to what courses they are taking in the first semester. And let me tell you something, when you go to most websites, you start your application journey, you might not necessarily see this on their website, but when I work with my clients one-on-one, I tell them what to do to have their to know what the courses are, to know who to reach out to know what to do, to know what to say. And another problem that I have also over time seen that people have as a challenge is that the courses they are taking first semester are so long that they cannot even call all of them during the interview. But you don't have to mention the 10 courses that you're going to offer during your first semester. You can just pick the 3 core courses that you focus on. Well, I think for the first semester, we're going to be taking 10 courses. If it is 10, so don't go and tell them it's 10. We're going to be taking 10 courses, 3 core courses, 4 electives, and 1 research work, and whatever it is, just answer the question as it is. And then you just say, for the core courses, these are the courses: Internet of Things, cybersecurity projects, cyber risk management. That's it. So you have to do that research, because I can't see that for you. The next question is, do you have any family in the USA? When they're asking you this question, they also want to weigh your chances of coming back after your program. So most likely people who have families back here find it really hard. In fact, it's a very huge problem for some people. And if you want me to tell you how to answer this question, please ensure that you sign up, book a consultation with me, or join my study abroad masterclass, and I will give you all the tea. But when they ask you if you have any family in the USA, if you have families in the USA, and by that I mean, I tell people, don't even go there and start saying your uncle, father, brother, sister, uncle, auntie, sister. We don't need that. So anybody that is not your father, your mother, your brother, your sister, and that person is not in the USA, that person, you don't have any family in the US. So do I have uncles and aunties in the US? Yes, I do. But do I have family in the USA? Auntie, uncle, VO officer? I don't have any family in the USA. All my family are in Nigeria, which is why when I'm done with my program, I want to come back to be with my family, because family is key to me. So you see the way you are linking everything together. So the next question is, did you use an education agent at any stage? guys, if you use an agent, please open up. But if you didn't, do not. But I'll tell you, even if you use an agent, don't go there to start saying you use an agent. But the only reason why they will ask you this question is because maybe you did not prove, you couldn't even convince them about things like, why did you choose this major, why this university, things that you're supposed to, basic things that you're supposed to know. So the moment you now agree that you actually did use an agent, they'll know that, oh, this person, your visa will not be denied. Not necessarily because you don't deserve it. Using an agent will mean your visa will be denied, but because you were, as a person, unable to convince them that yes, even though you use an agent, you also know why you chose that school. So that's how that question should be handled. So the next question is, when does your course start and finish? Now, the answer to this question is also in your I-20. So I tell you for a fact, please marry your I-20. Ensure you go over your I-20. If there are things you do not understand, ask the school. If there are things you want me to help you with, come book a consultation and I will help you understand your I-20. Don't just use an agent that has not even traveled outside Lagos State and feel like that person knows, and they don't. So use somebody that have some experience with whatever it is travel abroad or study abroad has to do, which is what you're aiming for. Okay, so the next question is, did you contact any professors from the college that has accepted you? Now, if you have contacted any professors in your department, go ahead and tell them that you have. But if you haven't, go ahead and say no. And that does not necessarily mean your visa will be denied, but it is better for you to remain honest than for you to claim that you actually did speak to Professor Valin Osewovara in the Department of Cybersecurity, University of Alabama at Birmingham, UAB. And then the VA will be like, okay, can I see any correspondence between the both of you? What then will become your fate? Tell me, because you're going there to lie. So don't go there to lie. Whatever it is that you didn't do, please own up with your full chest. Okay, so that's what you should do. If you spoke to any professor, yes, I've been in communication with Professor Valin from the University of Alabama at Birmingham, UAB, who is also the program chair, and he accepted me into his cybersecurity lab, where I'll be one of his graduate assistants upon arrival at the university. Full stop. Also, I have an email correspondence between us. Should I present it? If they say no, you drop it. If they say yes, you give it to them. But it shows that, oh, this girl knows what she's saying, and she does have proof to back it up. So that's how you want to, present yourself before the VO. Now, the next question is, why should I grant you this visa? This is a very key question. Why should I grant you this visa? They can twist the question to be something like, I don't think you deserve this visa. So now it is left for you to prove to them why you deserve the visa. How then do you prove to them that you deserve that visa, or that the visa should be granted to you? So this is it. As a child, I've always loved to teach. I enjoy teaching people, and that has become a core and part of me. So growing up, everything I always wanted to do is centered around teaching people mentorship and coaching individuals to become better. It wasn't surprising when I became very interested in IT and also teaching people during my undergraduate days. So I want to become a professor. I was also a professor during my NYSC days, where I served Nigeria for one compulsory year. So I intend to travel to the United States of America to get my master's in cybersecurity and come back to help the educational sector of Nigeria, because they are lacking skilled cybersecurity professionals. Reason being that it is just a baby industry growing in Nigeria. If I am given this visa, it will help me to achieve my goal as an individual, and it will also help me to travel from Nigeria to the United States of America, gain my master's in cybersecurity, and come back to Nigeria to become a professor. And I know 3 schools currently that would be ready to hire me upon arrival. Do you see what I did? Do you see how I was able to connect everything? That is one question. And trust me, people will tell you, oh, don't say too many long questions. Don't say this, be concise. Yes, be concise. This is a very concise answer, because this is you. This is a question of your life. Why should I grant you this visa? It's not a question you say, grant me the visa because I deserve the visa. And you also need to one thing I failed to add is that I have also shown from my bank statement that I have funding to cater for my program during the duration of my master's in the United States of America, and so there will be no lack on my part. So I have met all the requirements. I am ready. I'm also going to come back to Nigeria to, implement everything that I have learned and also help boarding researchers in the cybersecurity industry in Nigeria. So you are coming back to Nigeria to make impact. Please, like I said, if you're interested in my cybersecurity, computer science, IT, anything related, F1 visa interview questions and answers, click the link in the description below so that you can purchase it. Okay, so that's how you answer that question. So the next question, I think this is the last question, is have you received any scholarship or funding from this university? This is very easy, but don't go there to say, oh, I received a scholarship, because you know that maybe your bank statement is not enough. They will know that you're lying. They will know that you're not telling the truth, and you don't want to be seen as somebody that is dishonest, because if they see you that way, your visa will be denied. So go ahead and tell them that yes, the University of Alabama at Birmingham UAB offered me a graduate assistantship position which covers 50% of my tuition in the United States of America. The other 50% will be covered by my sponsor, and which was also reflected in my bank statement that I presented to you earlier, or which is reflected in the bank statement that I have, in case they've not asked you any question about sponsors or anything prior to this question. So that's how you answer that question. Guys, I believe I've been able to answer all the questions, about 21 questions here. So my last takeaway will be this, guys: just go there, answer your question, be polite, be vocal, let them hear you, be outspoken, let them hear you, let them know what you're saying, tailor your answers to yourself, make them personal, own it, and rehearsal is very key. Most time people just watch videos and that's it. Watching me right now will not give you your visa. What will give you your visa is after you've watched me, you write down everything that I have said. If you're not somebody in the cybersecurity space, you find a way to tailor my responses to suit your major, maybe chemistry. You take the things that are in line with the things, because there will be general questions that everybody will be asked, and then fix them together. Get a friend that will ask you these questions, and you begin to practice with that person. Own it, ownership. That's what you need. And again, do not go there to lie. I've made a video where I talked about the top secrets for you to pass your visa, ace the visa, and everything. So go and watch that video so that you understand what you have to do. So this video is just tailored on the questions that you will potentially be asked. And if you have other questions that you want me to answer that I did not answer in this video, feel free to drop the questions in the comment section. If you have a different way of answering any of the questions that I answered, also let me know what your responses are. If you want to book a personal consultation with me, feel free to do that. The link is also in my description down below. Do not fail to join my mailing list or my Telegram community of aspiring and current international students, so that you have a community of like-minded people that will help you in your study abroad journey. Okay, so in my next video, I think I'll be telling you people how or why I passed my visa interview. I'll share those tips in the next video. Like I said, I'll be making a video to celebrate my 1K subscriber milestone. So please also drop the questions in the comment section as well as in the community tab. So on that note, guys, I hope you've learned something, and if you did, please do not forget to give us a huge thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn your post notifications bell on so you're the first to get notified whenever I upload my content. And feel free to share my videos to family and friends and anyone who you think this video will be very helpful, and to also help the algorithm or YouTube to push my videos to as many more people who are looking for content like this. So guys, this is the end of this video, and until we see you again in my next video, I remain Valin Ose, and I pledge you. And until we see you again in my next video, I remain Valin Ose, and I pledge to never give up, and I hope that you do same. Bye guys.